Hey everyone, it's Mrs. Tracy again. I'm here to review what we did in class this past Friday because we added the next piece to the clarinet, the upper joint, which is really, really exciting. It takes us, so instead of just making our nice, beautiful, high-pitched sound on the mouthpiece and barrel, which is really important, but now we're going to add the upper joint we've graduated to the next piece. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do that. So what you're going to do is hopefully you've already been able to assemble your mouthpiece and barrel and your reed. So we're getting really good at that. The students are doing a good job of placing their reed, and we're checking every kid individually every day because that's the hardest part. Okay, so you've got that, and then you can just kind of set it aside. So if you just kind of set it in your case, just gently right here, and it's even better if you can put, oops, I just dropped mine. You put your mouthpiece cap, okay, the open part, over the mouthpiece. That helps keep the reed nice and protected, okay? So you can go ahead and put that gently down. Then what we're looking for is the piece that has the corks on both sides. This is called the upper joint. So we're going to go ahead and pick that up really gently, okay? We're going to work really hard to not push down where like these rods are and these keys right here. So we're going to try really hard to kind of hold it so we're not pushing this down, okay? So just kind of hold on to it as gently as you can, okay? Now, okay, next thing, we need to put cork grease on this top cork. So there's the top and the bottom cork. So the bottom one is where all these extra keys are, okay? We'll worry about that later when we put it into the lower joint, but for right now, just make sure that you get where it's a little more sparse up here. This is the top. We want to put some more cork grease on it. So, if I can find my cork grease. Oh, there it is. So, put some more cork grease on it. Remember, just like your chopsticking. And again, I'm holding it, but very gently, okay? Very gently. And you're going to need to do this quite a bit with the cork grease, especially because they're so new that they're really dry. So, you're going to need to put quite a bit on, and you're going to need to do this every single time you assemble for probably the next few weeks, and then so we only have to do it kind of every other time or every few times. Okay, so we've put more cork grease on. Then we are ready to put the mouthpiece and barrel on it. Okay, so again, I'm holding it really gently. Okay, I'm holding it so that I don't drop it, but I'm not squeezing at all. Okay, I'm just gentle grip. So what I'm going to do is we're going to put the mouthpiece and barrel on the top. And if you turn it around, the spot that doesn't have as many keys, okay, this is the side that your reed is going to go on. So I took off my mouthpiece cap, okay, and then, so the reed is going to be on the side that has less stuff going on, less keys, okay? So I'm going to grip really gently, and then basically you're just going to kind of wiggle it, twist it back and forth, okay, and be patient. And if it feels like it's really hard to put on, you probably just need a little bit more cork grease, okay? So I've twisted it on, and you want it till there's, till you can't see any gap. So if there's still like a little bit of a gap, you want to make sure that it's pushed all the way in for now, okay? Then what we want is we want the reed lined up with, this is the back side of the instrument where it's more sparse. There's just that one circle, and then there's this really big key. So what we want to do is take our finger and make sure that it's lined up with the center of the reed, okay? So then if I turn it around, okay, the ligature screw, if I have a black leather ligature, the screw is going to be on the same side as all of the keys in the circles, okay? So again, this is the front, this is the back. We want to line that reed up with this big lever, okay? Now, I'm going to show you how to play. It's exciting. We already know how to blow into our instrument. We've worked on that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our right hand and we're just going to hold it around the barrel for now, okay? Eventually, our right hand will go on our lower joint. It's very important to know that our left hand is the one that we use for our upper joint, and that's what we're going to use to play notes, okay? So what we're going to do is pretend like you have a cup of water, okay? And see how my thumb and my index finger, they make like a C? we want our fingers in our hand to be nice and relaxed, okay? So like if I'm drinking a cup of water, okay, nice and relaxed. So first thing we're going to do is my thumb is going to be lined up with this circle on the back side. And it's going to come at just a little bit of an angle, okay, just like this, okay? So if I'm looking at it, my thumb is going to be pointed up and to the right, okay? So my thumb is just angled a little bit. We don't want to push down this lever just yet, okay? But we just want to be covering this circle. And something you can do is you can push down, and you want to make sure that you have a complete circle right there on your thumb, because we want to completely cover this circle. So if we don't cover the circle, then the sound isn't going to come out. So we want our thumb here. So for right now, we can just kind of gently rest it against there. Then on the front of the instrument, okay, we're going to put our first finger is going to cover this circle, okay? And remember, we want to stay nice and open because we don't want to be collapsed and we don't want to accidentally press this side key. So we want to be a C, thumb, first finger. And then our next finger is going to skip this guy, this little key right here, and we're going to go to the next open circle with our second finger, okay? And then our third finger is going to go on the next open circle. And then our pinky is just going to kind of hover. We don't want our pinky way up. We don't want it tucked behind or anything. Just kind of relaxed right there. So I've got my thumb covering the circle, my first finger covering the circle, my second finger, and my third. Okay? The biggest thing is that we want to make sure that we have these circles completely covered with like what we call the pad of our finger. Okay? So what I like to do is push down a little bit, kind of push down for a few seconds, and then make sure that you have complete circles on your fingers. I don't know if you guys can see that, but we want to make sure these are fully covered, okay? So for right now, when you're playing, okay, you can just work on making a sound without pressing any fingers down, okay? So what we want to do is have our fingers really close to these keys, but just kind of hovering right above them, okay? So we make our E, make sure our bottom lip is tucked, and we top teeth on the mouthpiece, close our lips, and we blow. Then, what you can do is you can add and push down your thumb. Now take your thumb away. Put your thumb back down. Now, keeping your thumb down, add your first finger. So your thumb is pushed down and your first finger is pushed down. And then our next note, okay, you're going to push down your thumb, your first finger, and your second finger, all at the same time. And see how my fingers are just kind of hovering? Like I'm not pushing down my third finger, but it's just kind of hovering right above the hole right there, okay? Then we're going to push down our thumb, our first, our second, and our third finger, okay? So thumb, 1, 2, and 3. Then we can go in reverse order and pick them back up. See if I can get you to see my thumb. So no thumb, so I'm going to start from the top. So no fingers. Add thumb. Keep with the thumb down, add 1. Okay, so now you guys can kind of just play around with that this weekend. If you're getting, some of us in class the other day were getting some squeaky sounds. If we're getting a squeak, a lot of times it's because we're too tight right here in the middle. So if we do our E, see how I'm still kind of open right here? We don't want to go E, squeeze, okay? I'm going to be E, so we can still make like an O, shape. So my corners are back. Make sure I'm not squeezing. We don't want to bite. And we don't want to be way too tight. So relax the middle. So ew. If I push too hard with the middle, then I get that kind of ucky sound, okay? If I'm squeezing too hard with the middle, it causes the reed to push against the mouthpiece so hard that it can't vibrate, and the vibration of the reed is what makes the sound. So we want our we want our corners firm, our chin firm, our bottom lip firm, okay? And then a little bit of pressure with our top teeth and our top lip, but not too much. Because watch what my face does when I pinch. You see how all those lines and all that stuff starts forming? So, ew, okay? And we still want to be able to say, oh. See that little round spot? The other thing that sometimes our direction of our air, if we're blowing our air too far up, like instead of down, okay, sometimes that can cause a squeak as well. So what I'm doing is, and when I play, I'm always keeping my head up. We don't want to play like this. We want to play like this. So I'm looking straight ahead. And then go ahead and practice adding some fingers. Okay, so hopefully that helped, and it is going to take a little bit. Like it's going to take a little while for all of us to get this. It's a little bit tricky at first, so I hope this helps. Happy practicing, and I look forward to seeing everybody back on Tuesday. Bye, everybody.